Hi, it's Stephen here for Bland Designs, and this is crap video number 16. And if you haven't been following my crap videos, and I haven't made one in a while, crap stands for creative, relaxation, and play. And this is where I experiment with a new product or some old products in new ways, and just to see what's going to happen. I have no idea what the end result's going to be, so it could be really fantastic, or it could be a piece of crap. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to use a product that is actually a spray paint color for fabric. And the reason I'm doing this is because recently, as you know from some of my other videos or my vlog, that I have been trying to learn how to use the serger I inherited from my sister-in-law many years ago. And I'm proud to say, successfully figured out how to do a rolled hem on it. Why am I obsessed with a rolled hem, you might ask? Hem, say it right, a rolled hem. Because I want to make my own napkins. Why do you want to make your own napkins, you may ask? Well, I use a lot of cloth napkins, and mine are getting well worn and stained, and they're going in the rag bag, and because I can't get them clean anymore. And, well, I go out and I price new napkins, and they're pricey little things. So I thought maybe I can make my own. So that's what I'm trying. Now, I have been very successful with making napkins on my serger with fat quarters from Michael's or a fabric store. And I just leave them the size they come in, because that's about the right size for a dinner napkin. And I just serge around the edge with a colorful border, and that seems to work. And so far, they seem to be washing not too badly. But I have a whole pile of these old white ones that, for one reason or another, and this one I think it's actually in pretty good shape, but have like a stain, or they're getting a little dingy. Now, I bleached the crap out of this one, and there's still, you probably can't see them on camera, but there are still some stains, and this is not something that I would want to use when company comes over. So what I'm going to do is, this has all been laundered, it's been bleached, as I said, and I went to Michael's and I picked up these paints. I saw them. Now, I've never used this product before. It's called Tulip Color Shot Instant Fabric Color, little shots. And they're cans like this, and it came with 5 colors. And I picked this one because they call it the Coastal Multi-Pack. And so they're in kind of like blues and teals and things. And these 3 colors I'm going to use. And I'm going to spray them onto this piece of this napkin. Now, I am wearing gloves because I have no idea how badly this will stain, but I'm figuring it will stain because it's for fabric, and so it's probably waterproof. Well, I'm hoping it is waterproof. I have covered my area well. I've got a big pad of newsprint down here. I've got paper towels laying over my keyboard and other exposed areas because, you know, sprays, how those work. I have read the instructions on the back, and essentially it says shake can well for at least 1 minute. Hold can 6 to 8 inches from fabric and spray with smooth, even strokes. Shake often during use. 2. Apply 1 light coat at a time, waiting 5 minutes between coats. Add additional coats for desired coverage and intensity. Let dry 30 minutes. Fabric can be washed inside out with mild detergent on gentle cycle after 72 hours. Tumble dry low. Turn can upside down after use and spray 5 seconds to prevent clogging. Now, it does say contents may catch fire. Good to know. Fumes may catch fire. Container may explode if heated. May irritate eyes, may irritate skin. Hence the gloves. Do not smoke. Do not puncture. Do not burn. Do not mix with other chemicals. Do not swallow. Do not get in eyes. Do not get on skin or clothing. Do not breathe fumes. Keep out of reach of children. Wear safety glasses and chemical-resistant gloves. Use only in a well-ventilated area. Keep away from flames, such as a pilot light and any object that sparks, such as an electric motor. Store away from heat. First aid treatment, and it tells you there. Okay, now I'm a little scared. I'm a little afraid now with this. I've got my gloves. I've got my apron on. I've got I've got my glasses on, so my eyes are kind of protected. I've covered my area. I do not smoke. I don't have an open flame. Okay. I'm just wondering, though, it says works on natural and synthetic fibers. One thing I might have to check out is this okay to use on something that might touch your mouth? So we'll see. Okay, I'll have to investigate that further. All right, so I've got these cans, and these are the colors I'm going to use. I don't know if I'm going to use all the colors or just one color. We'll see how this works out. I really don't know what I'm doing. That's why it's a crap video. And I want to do this through a stencil. So I'm going to look through my 12 by 12 stencils and pick one out and use that. So I'm going to find that and I'll be right back. Okay, I found a stencil. This is a 12 by 12. It's not quite big enough for the whole napkin, but I think I'm going to do it in pieces. I'm just going to pull this down and just getting my areas covered up. And I think what I'll do is I'm going to do this in quarters. So basically, this is 1/4 right here. This way maybe I can use the different colors and see what happens. Okay, so I've got my stencil laid down. I'm going to pick, I'll pick this one. I've already done the shaking of these. Sorry about the noise. Okay, make sure the nozzle's right. And it says light spray, so let's try it. Okay, that comes out pretty thorough and pretty quick. Okay, let's do the other quarter. Have a little bit of overlap here. I am going to cut off. Oh yeah, this stuff is fuming. Yep. Okay, this isn't helping here. All right. I am going to be cutting off the border on this later when this is all dry, and I'm going to run it through my serger to give it a more colorful look. Okay. Pull this up a bit. Yeah, I am glad I wore gloves. And I'm glad I wore an apron. Now, I only took out 3 colors. I'm going to grab a 4th one. In fact, I have to shake this up for about a minute, so I will come back. I don't want you listening to that noise. So I took a 4th color out. This one is kind of a purpley shade, and I've already shaken it up. So let's spray. Okay, I need some place to put this. Just give me a second. All right. I need to lay down some paper towels over in another area. But there you go. Now, do I like this? Well, no. I'm thinking that this needs, just get paper towels off here. I think this needs some more detail. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can find, I'm going to let this sit, said let it sit for 5 minutes. So I'm going to let this sit for 5 minutes, and I'm going to get another stencil. I'm going to go kind of over top of it. Sort of like you would if you were doing a mixed media background page. We'll see how that works out. Okay, it's been about 5 minutes, and I found this other 12 by 12 stencil. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this sort of a gradient in the center, or just randomly spray through it. Sort of the thing you would do if you were making background paper. Okay, let's see what kind of mess we've made here. Okay. I think what I need to do let's kind of go over some other areas. And I can tell you by the feel of these, there's not a lot of paint in these bottles. There's only 1.5 ounces. So you'd go through this pretty quick. And these are not cheap. They were about $30 for 5 cans, but I used the coupon. So okay. Well, it's colorful. It's not bad. It certainly won't show stains. I can tell you that. This already looks kind of stained. It's different. Okay. I don't know. This area needs a little bit more down in here. So actually, I think that one needs a little bit of more purple. And I think I could use a little bit more purple right up about here. Okay. Maybe something right here in the center. Okay, I'm going to leave that. Now, let's see what's on the back, what it looks like on the back. Sort of soaked through a little bit, but I think I'm going to grab the first stencil again, and I'm just going to do some more. And if you notice, I am not being consistent in the way that I did the colors from the first time because I don't care. Because it's the other side of the napkin, so who's going to be able to tell? Let's just grab the other stencil. Okay, I'm just going to leave that as it is. All right. How'd that work on the other side? Yeah, it didn't really come through too badly, so all right, let's leave this side up to dry. All right, so yes, this stuff is smelly. Yes, it's expensive. Now it says to leave it for 30 minutes and then do what? Why am I leaving it for 30 minutes? Let dry 30 minutes. Fabric can be washed inside out with mother after 72 hours. 72 hours is what? 1, 2, 3 days. So I basically can't wash this now until It's Thursday, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday until Sunday. So next Monday or something, I'll wash it. But in 30 minutes time, I should be able to go ahead, run it through my serger and do the binding on it. So I'm just going to leave this to dry for a while, and then I'll work on the binding and show you what I end up with. Just as a little aside, this was my newsprint that I had underneath protecting my desktop, and I took the stencils and just turned them upside down and patted them onto the top of this to get some of the excess paint off, and it's creating this. I kind of like this, so I'm going to save this piece and I'm going to do other things on top of it and make it into a background paper. I do this a lot. In fact, I'll show you. This is one that I did in a similar fashion. It was a scrap piece of paper, and I took some other scraps and some rubber stamps and stencils, and I just overlaid it on top of it. And I haven't cut this yet, but it's just newsprint, and it'll make great background paper for something. So just as an aside, you get 2 for 1 when you do a lot of this. Okay, so here's the finished product. I have ironed it. It's dry now, but it's got to sit for 72 hours before you can actually wash it. So I will wash it before it gets used and probably re-iron it. But what I did was I cut off the existing binding, the border around the edge, and I reserged it with my serger in, right now my serger's got 4 different colors of thread in it, but I kind of like the look on them. And I'll show you up close the binding. So there you are. And I did do the paint on both sides, and that's pretty good. Now, I did notice when I was ironing it that it was a little sticky to the iron. Okay, maybe that's because this hasn't had a full 72 hours to cure yet. But nevertheless, I've taken an old napkin that was going in the rag bag, and I've rejuvenated it and made it into something new. And I think that turned out pretty good. And I've got several of these that I think I'm going to give this a try on. Once this one's had its 72 hours and I wash it and see how it works out that way. I also want to still investigate the material that I've used on this, you know, whether or not it's suitable when you're going to be touching your mouth with it. Okay, but there we go. So that was crap video number 16. This did not turn out as crap. I like how this turned out. I think it worked well. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.